If I were to ask you, what do polar bears, Tony Robbins, and my friends have in common, what would you say? Besides the fact that I love them all dearly. If you guessed they like to take cold plunges, you'd be correct. Cold plunges? Mallory, what are you talking about? Are you talking about willingly diving into cold water? Yeah, polar bears do it, Tony Robbins does it every morning, and my friends do it in this giant human-sized chest freezer every single morning. What kind of world is it where people are electing to actually dive into cold water first thing in the morning? I mean, when I think of cold showers, you know what I think about? I think about when my little brother decided to take a marathon long shower and leave me nothing but cold water before I get ready for school. Or maybe when you're taking said shower and somebody decides to start the laundry, flush the toilet, use the hot water, and all of a sudden you have ice cold water on your back, completely unexpected. Or when that same little brother decides to somehow sneak into the bathroom and dump a bucket of cold water on you while you're in the shower. No, is that just me? Or is that just my little brother? No matter which way you say it, the mere mention of a cold shower gives me PTSD from my childhood, as you can tell. But then why are so many people making it a part of their daily routine? There's got to be something here. And that right there is what we're going to talk about today. Cold water immersion through cold plunges or cold showers, and what are the health benefits for it, and why the craze? I'm Mallory Marie, and we're going to talk about all things wellness. Let's get started with how I got involved with taking cold showers on the daily. And it starts with my three friends, Will, Chris, and Johnny. Now, these three gentlemen have insane business minds, but also an incredible passion for biohacking. That's essentially the art of becoming Superman or woman. And I couldn't help but notice they kept diving into ice cold water. I'm talking 33-degree water every single morning in this makeshift ice chest. It looks like this. Ready to jump in? I don't think so. But I kept seeing them do it day after day after day, just raving about the benefits of it. So I got curious. I phoned up Will and I was like, you know what? I want to give it a shot. One fine Saturday, on a perfectly sunny day in San Diego, we all got together and had a cold plunge party. Here's a video of it. All right, good morning, guys. So I'm here with my friend Will, and he has been notorious. He has been notorious for doing something called the cold plunge. And let me just read off some of the benefits of taking an ice bath first thing in the morning. So you've got cardiovascular health, boosts immune system, improves alertness and energy, helps you remember what winter is like when you live in Southern California.
I love that one. I love that
That's great. Practice of mind-body communication, stimulates muscular recovery. It's fun.
A little bit. Yeah,
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Improves collagen reproduction, mood regulation, mindfulness practice, makes you feel like Superman or woman. What up? So that's what we're doing this morning. And how long have you been doing this for?
Months now, like a couple months, over 2 months. Well, I mean, I started in the pool and that helped out tremendously because when we started, me and my roommate, it was like 50 degrees, maybe like 48 at the coldest. And we were able to push our bodies like 10 times harder than before we started it. And I think that was our favorite thing. 30 days in, I started feeling the other side effects where like mental clarity and stuff like that, mental fortitude. It's pretty awesome.
That's what I'm about. Yeah. Okay, so let's go be Superman and Superwoman today.
Yeah. All the way to your shoulder blades, so your neck has to be submerged. Oh. There that goes. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We're good.
I'll give the people what they want.
Jesus Christ.
1 minute. 4 more to go.
I don't know about that. Okay, my face is tingling.
Good. Okay. What else is happening?
My hands feel like I can't move.
Yep. Good.
Face is cramping. That's
good.
Great.
Good. You're coming up on minute number 2.
This is just like breathwork class.
Yep.
My face is cramping.
Good. Is it getting better?
I can't tell because I can't move my face.
All right.
It's so cramping up.
We're coming at the 3-minute mark. If you need to get...
Eyes are twitching. I can't move my face.
Right. We are at coming up on 4 minutes.
Literally, my face is like tense right now.
Your neck, you gotta relax.
I can't.
You're at 4 minutes. You got one 3, 2, 1. 5:30. All right, guess what? You win.
Out. I have no idea. Better circulation? A towel?
Yeah, towel. You win a towel.
Oh, I can't move. Oh my god, my whole body is like tingling right now. Oh my god, my body.
Oh, you're cold.
I'm freezing. Okay.
There you go. Towel time.
I did it. Oh my god.
How do you feel?
I can't move. Like my hands feel foreign to me. I have no feeling in my hands. I cannot even explain this. I cannot. My legs are like, everything feels like it's hot, but it's cold. I'm finally being able to move my face again.
There you go.
That's good. My eye keeps twitching. That's gotta be normal, right?
Super normal.
And I'm like so red.
You're so red.
Look at that. For me, like just clenching. That is insane. Do you see that? Just these like white patches. Oh my god.
Oh, that's a trip.
Oh, what is going on with my body right now? Now it literally feels like my body is on fire.
Yeah.
Like my whole body. Like I feel like I was just frozen, and it's kind of weird because you become one with the coldness.
You do.
And then you're kind of just there. And now I feel like literally somebody's holding a lighter up to my body.
Oh, wait.
Okay, I'm still not normal. How long does this last? Yeah, I heated it up for you 1 degree.
Thank you.
You're cold.
I think it's been a while
It's
since
like
I feel my hands again. Deep breaths. Relax into it. Right back.
And you're at 5:15. How was your first minute?
First minute was intense, and I hated it. The second minute was intense, and I disliked it very strongly.
Just breathing, everything was like on autopilot.
Yeah,
Like, just take me! Jesus, take the wheel!
I could not get over my face. Everybody else that did the cold plunge was super chill and very zen-like. I got in there and then all of a sudden, 1 minute into it, my face starts cramping up like this. In conclusion of my first polar plunge, did I turn into a lobster? Yes. Did I make a fool out of myself with the faces I made? You betcha. And was this single-handedly the most uncomfortable thing I've ever done in the name of wellness? Through and through. But would I do it again? Yes. Why? Because I was hooked on the feelings that came after that. But hold on, Mal, I don't have friends that have a giant human-sized freezer chest thing in their backyard to dive into. So how can I recreate it at home? Enter the habit of daily cold showers. But before we get into that daily practice, I want to share with you my top 5 benefits on why cold therapy is something that you should give a whirl. Let's go. Benefit number 1 of taking an ice cold shower first thing in the morning. Improve mood and increase alertness. Now I get it, increase alertness. Of course it's increased alertness. It's 7 a.m., you're barely getting up, your eyes are still half closed, you go into a shower and then super cold water. Who's not gonna be alert after that? But what we don't see going on inside of our bodies when this cold hits our skin is that the cold actually triggers a flood of mood-boosting neurotransmitters that are just responsible for us feeling good. And that's because the cold activates our sympathetic nervous system. You know, that fight or flight system, because obviously you're trying to get out of the shower as fast as you can. But when that happens, that allows us to have more bioavailability to norepinephrine and endorphins, the stuff that makes us feel good. What this results in is you starting your day off with a cold shower improves your energy, your focus, and your performance throughout the entire day. Benefit number 2 of cold therapy is going to be the effects that it has on the lymphatic system. But what's the lymphatic system, you say? The lymphatic system is your body's natural process responsible for getting rid of all of the toxic waste in your bodies through moving it out of your body with lymph fluid. But how does that work? Well, how blood moves around the body is it's connected to your heart. So it's literally pumping through your body. Whereas the lymphatic system doesn't have a central pump. So it has to be moved in different ways. How the lymphatic system moves the toxic waste out of your body is by your muscles contracting. Now here's where the concern can lie, because let's say that maybe we're an individual that doesn't have a daily workout or exercise routine. Or maybe like today, since we're all in quarantine, we're living a pretty sedentary life where we're sitting the majority of our day. Without our muscles constantly contracting, the waste then sits in these lymph nodes and starts to build up and build up and build up. So now you have all this toxic waste just building up, which can lead to joint pain, colds, infections, or even worse, chronic diseases. Enter the cold shower. Upon contact of that cold water into your skin, it's going to naturally cause your muscles to contract, which therefore causes your lymph vessels to contract, which therefore causes the lymph fluid to rush all of that toxic waste out of your lymph nodes, therefore promoting an improved immune system and a happy and healthy body. Now, speaking of a happy and healthy body, this is going to bring me to benefit number 3 on why cold immersion is something that you should give a shot. And this reason is actually the number 1 reason that I saw in most of my research, and that is weight loss. How is taking a cold shower going to make me lose weight? You know what? That's a great question. And for this, I think we need to have a little biology lesson. Fabulous. And first up for our lesson is when it comes to weight loss, you have to understand that there are 2 types of fat in our body. There's white fat and then there's brown fat. But what's the difference, you might say? White fat is the fat that we're all familiar with. It's the stuff on our midsection, the stuff on our thighs, the stuff on our everywhere else you don't want it to be. And it's the courtesy of too much fast food, way too many cheese quesadillas, or just not saying no to the 6th donut. But then what's brown fat? Well, brown fat is the fat that our bodies generate to help keep us warm. So imagine this. You enter the cold shower, and then the cold shocks your body, which then triggers the brain to trigger the fight or flight system, aka the sympathetic nervous system, which then activates brown fat to keep the body warm, and then in turn burns white fat. Therefore, cold showers have aided in weight loss. Now, I'm not going to say that cold showers here are the weight loss wonder, the weight loss miracle, but adding them into your normal routine of what you're already doing could help you reach those goals just a little bit quicker. But for those of you that are looking for a little instant gratification with your cold showers, besides the alertness and the great mood, I bring you to my next benefit. Benefit number 4, your hair and your skin. Well, let's first talk about the effects that hot water has for the skin and for the hair. When it comes to the skin, if you have naturally dry or sensitive skin or conditions like psoriasis or eczema, hot water and the heat associated with that can actually dry out your skin even further. So if you're using a cold shower, the water not having the heat won't dry it out, and as well, it'll actually tighten up the skin and close down those pores. I remember my mom used to always tell me that growing up. She was always big into skincare and helped me with a lot of the routines that I still have till this day. But one thing she always told me was finish with the cold splash to the face to tighten up the skin and close the pores, and she was right. And as for your hair, hot water has similar effects. The heat from the hot water can cause it to be dry and damaged. I know my hair has always been a pain in the but ever since I started using cold showers, I've noticed my hair is less frizzy, way more shinier. I don't know, it's a miracle. And since we're talking about miracles, this brings me to my 5th and final benefit that I'm going to talk about of why I take cold showers every single day. And that's muscle inflammation. We've all experienced muscle inflammation or muscle soreness at some point in our lives, whether that was from a very intense workout, way too many chores, or maybe you were just out in the garden gardening for way too long and now your back hurts. Either way, the most common response is to go for the prescriptions and get that quick fix. But what if I told you that cold showers could actually aid in muscle recovery? Well, they can, and I'll tell you how, but I'm thinking this might be another biology lesson. Fabulous. Now, the first thing to know whenever we're doing these intense workouts or that way too much gardening, what's actually happening is we're causing these little tiny tears in our muscle fibers, which over time will come back together to produce stronger muscles, but in the meantime, we're left with being sore. Enter the cold shower. And this is what you can expect whenever you take a cold shower after some muscle soreness. First, you enter the cold shower, and then that lowers your body temperature, which also lowers the temperature of the damaged tissue, which then constricts the blood vessels, therefore reducing swelling and inflammation. Cold showers have now been a natural way of expediting recovery and comfort. Are you convinced yet? Let me give you some tools to ease you into the lifestyle of taking daily cold showers. Option 1, find yourself a group of supportive friends that have a giant human-sized freezer in their backyard filled with water and just dive right in like I did. Or if for some reason you're fresh out of freezer friends, let's go to option 2. Option 2 is a name, and his name is Wim Hof. You might have heard of him by the Iceman, and for good reason. He's broken copious amounts of world records as far as holding himself in freezing temperatures. And he has developed a technique using breathwork and cold immersion that really optimizes the bodies. And he breaks it down into a very simple format on his website, which I'll link down below. And for my final recommendation, it's going to be the 5-minute protocol. And the 5-minute protocol is just that. For 5 minutes, you'll be in the shower. You're going to start with 10 seconds of warm water, followed by 20 seconds of cold. By now, you've heard my stories, you've learned about the benefits, and you know how to get started. Cold showers are an amazing tool to optimizing your body, mind, and spirit. Your body, especially with the lymphatic system, getting all of that toxic waste out of your body and aiding that process. Your mind by building the mental fortitude, the mental toughness to get you through not only that shower, but through any other obstacle that comes your way. And of course, your spirit, improved mood, increased alertness, and that hair. I mean, cold showers are doing it for you. And like Wim Hof, aka the Iceman, said, a cold shower a day keeps the doctor away. I'm Mallory Marie, and I'll see you next week. I also think of when somebody flushes the toilet in a bad area by storm. Okay. First, let's give you a little history lesson of where I am freezing. And that's what we're going to go over next. And that's what we're going to go. And that's what we're going to go over next. I'm going to go over. My face is still frozen. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Shake it out. And the top 5 reasons. Curious on how I could replicate this experiment and somehow include it in my experience long after this experiment. I could replicate this experiment back in my day. Curious about how I could replicate this experience, not experiment. Before we get into that and how you can Curious on how I could replicate this experience. Curious on how I could replicate this experience. Curious on how I could replicate this experience back at home in my daily routine. But what we don't see with experience muscle inflammation or muscle soreness, some parts of it just makes me excited that it's not just my mom watching, even though I love my mom. She can totally be my #1 fan. Hey, Mallory Marie here, and thank you again for watching, and I can't remember what I was gonna say. But what I wanted to say is a heartfelt thank you. Thank you very much. What the? Hey, Mallory Marie here, and thank you again for watching and for sticking around till the end. I mean, who would ever want to skip the bloopers? They're honestly my favorite part. But I wanted to get on here and say once more, thank you. Thank you for your continued support and for encouraging me on this newfound passion project that I'm having so much fun creating for you. And I have some pretty exciting news. While I was filming this exact episode, we officially hit 100 subscribers. So if you're digging this content, tell me in the comments below, like it, share it, and above all, subscribe to it. So that way you can get notifications when the next episode comes out. Because next week, I'm coming at you with some fire. So we can take our health game higher. You feel me? I couldn't help myself. But above all, guys, stay healthy, continue to be well. And a special shout out to my little nieces, Adriana and Jolene. I love you girls. Continue to be my why. I'll see you guys next week.